Well, that record was written by myself and Michael Marshall. At the time, well, if you listen to the track, you can maybe understand what it's about. It's about a relationship that broke up, a guy and a girl that broke up, and, you know, he's singing, he wants to get back with the female in the song. So he's saying how he's thinking about her and everything like that. For my part, I wrote the hook, and I did the drums. And Michael did the instrumentation and the lyrics.
So you were probably using the Lynn drum machine for the drum?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir. You're gonna laugh. That was a Boss, Dr. Rhythm.
Wow.
On the original demo. I'm not sure what they put down in the studio, but they did not change my drum pattern one bit.
So how'd you feel about Master P sampling Thinking About You?
Well, his rendition was way different. You had the Mia X and singing the chorus and whatnot. But I thought it was okay. The one I kind of was like, whoa, you know, maybe he should have called me on is when he did Stop Hating.
Right.
When he did Rumours. But, yeah, big ups to Master P, Percy Miller, for thinking about Timex Social Club on both of those joints, Stop Hating and Thinking About You.
And then Rumours is blowing up, but then Bobby Jimmy and the Critters came out with the parody song Roaches, which was, of course, radio personality Russ Parr.
Russ Parr, my man Russ Parr. Yeah, man, that was comical. I still laugh every time I hear that. I don't think anybody that's heard it doesn't laugh. It was done in all good fun. The video is hilarious. It just helped push us to #1 as far as I'm concerned. It came out, so DJs were actually mixing in the clubs back and forth. I think he had a B-side, and I'm not sure what he called it. It was, I don't know. I'm not sure what the name of the B-side was, but it was a lot of drum breaks, so that just helped, like, elongate the song in the club. So, yes, the Bobby Jimmy and the Critters for doing Roaches.
Now, for people that are on the East Coast and not familiar with West Coast radio stations, explain the significance of KMEL, which is based up in the Bay Area, and K-Day.
Man, I'm going to say that both of those stations helped break local talent in their respective region. KMEL is based out of San Francisco and did a whole lot for Bay Area artists. Like I said, I'm a Bay Area guy, Northern California guy, so I don't really know much about K-Day. However, like I didn't grow up down there, but I do know that they did the same, and they're continuing to do the same. I think Curtis Blow has a show on K-Day, if I'm not mistaken. But over the years, there have been a lot of personalities on K-Day that have helped a lot of artists from Southern California get on, and so has KMEL. I mean, they really reached out. One significant show I'd like to point out is Street Soldiers, and that was King Tech and Sway. Yeah.
And now Vicious
went to MTV and became a VJ, but yeah. Significant stations in their own rights.
Definitely that. And go to youtube.com, people, to check out my interviews with Greg Mack, formerly of K-Day, and Cameron Paul from KMEL.
Yeah, Cameron Paul, one little note about him, he did a mix of Rumours. He did a remix on one of his mixtapes. So big ups to Cameron Paul, yeah.
He was definitely the go-to guy as far as mixes was concerned. He did the legendary Push It mix with Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
That we all come to know and love today. And now, Vicious Rumours came out in '86, and that was it as far as the album goes. Why was that?
Well, a lot of things. I would like to point to, before that album came out, we had some internal issues within our own group. And myself, Alex Hill, and Kevin Moore, who was the fourth member of Timex Social Club, we got out of the Dania contract. So that Vicious Rumours album is actually Michael Marshall's brainchild, and I think it was a battle between his management and the record company that maybe ended the recording agreement that they had. But like I said, I was out of the picture, and so was most of the other group by the time that the Vicious Rumours album dropped. Also on there was some really strange versions of Rumours, if you would. I think they went overseas and they got Shep Pettibone, and they were doing some other things with the drums, and it had kind of lost the vision that I wanted any kind of remix or any kind of redo to have kind of lost the feel. Other people got involved, and it took on a different kind of feel. So when people bought the album, I know they were expecting more of the feel of the 12-inch. By the time I put it on my turntable, it was like, huh? But, it is what it is. I mean, people love thinking about you. That was a record, like I said, I was on. So, as far as the album goes, I like it. It definitely, they did the thing on thinking about you.
And back to thinking about you, the beginning part with the piano and with the melody and all that, I just listened to it just recently, and it kind of reminded me of the beginning of Why You Treat Me So Bad by Club Nouveau.
Whoa. Well, here's the story of that. On that same demo tape that inspired the phone call from Jay to us was Thinking About You. So we were going to do that as well if Rumours had taken off. Rumours did take off, but what had happened, and let me tell everybody this, is that we didn't have a contract with our first label, and it was a real sticky situation. Here's how it goes. We recorded Rumours in January. Rumours took off in late February and started getting ads across the country in top 40 R&B stations. That record went, like I said, it went from just entering the charts at 78 or whatever it entered the charts at to #1. And all along that nice ride up the charts, the group didn't have a contract. There was nothing on paper saying, okay, you get these many points, you get this publishing. There was nothing. And the communication had broken down between the group and the label. And I really don't want to fault anyone here because we were all young. I think Jay at the time was 22. I was 20. So we didn't know the business. I don't think anybody involved in that record knew the business or had done any successful projects before. So the communication it dried up. All along that, the record was playing on the radio. It was selling out in the stores. I mean, I personally went to a few stores and tried to buy it, not letting them know who I was, and they're pointing me to a record rack, and it says sold out. So we were approached by Dania Records, who had Dougie Fresh at the time. We explained what was going on, and they said, no problem. We'll take it from here. You guys sign right here. Here's some advance money, and our lawyers are going to take care of everything. And they did. So it was like a no-brainer. We went from having a hit record, no contract, to having a hit record and a contract.
Two for the price of one.
Right after we signed with Dania, we got the Run DMC tour.
Wow, that's definitely crazy. And then after doing that period, Club Nouveau came out with the Life, Love, and Pain album, classic joints. But then there was one joint on that album, Jealousy, and a lot of people were kind of thinking like, what was up with that? What was your thought like when you heard that record?
Well, Jealousy is, and I think anybody in the Nouveau camp would agree, it's a answer record, and that's funny too because Rumours wasn't an attack on anybody, so how can you answer it? But anyway, Jealousy was a spin-off to Rumours. It was just basically saying, hey, we sound like Time Age Social Club. Why don't you buy this record too, is what I got from it. So when I heard it, I immediately called my lawyers, and I was like, hey, man, we need to be on that as writers because that sounds a lot like Rumours. So we discovered we weren't, and then we got in touch with Warner's, and they put us down. So we do have writer's share on Jealousy.
So kids, if you want to get into the business, know your stuff. Get those All You Need to Know About the Music Business books and learn the lingo.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that a good move in our camp was that we copyrighted Rumours in 1985 while it was a demo tape. So I'd like to tell everybody out there to definitely get down with the copyright forms. Those forms are downloadable on the Library of Congress's website. You can get them in PDF mode, I do think, and everything is free. Fill those forms out and send your demos. Protect yourself, because if not for that one move, maybe we would have the story to tell that we hadn't got paid. But that is not the case. Timing Social Club has always been paid, and I like to put that to rest too. A lot of people think we got, kind of messed over in the deals and everything. Being it first deals, it wasn't a perfect deal. It wasn't the best deal, but really no new artist comes along and gets like the perfect deal their first time out unless their father or mother is president of a record company. So, still getting royalties, and, my daughter will collect those when I'm long gone. So, It's all love.
So what was your feelings when Troop burst onto the scene back in '87 with their self-titled debut album with Mamacita, which was blowing up, and they were out of Pasadena, California?